Hi all, this is Dr. Arjun, streaming live from Long Island, New York and Oakland, California.
Sir.
Is the voice, I think I hear an echo. Is that
Yeah.
my end?
Trying to find out. Do you hear anything when I talk?
No.
Okay.
So you think it's on my end?
Yeah, maybe with fewer people on, we can get the screen share without too many hiccups.
Well, I'm just worried about the echo now. The voice quality was terrible last time. I can't wait to go to the head. This is terrible. It doesn't. It sounds like crazy. It sounds like another conversation going on. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
go
can't.
and. You know what? Let me mute myself and you talk a little bit.
Okay. I mean, Tim is saying that everything's going okay with our voices, but yeah, I don't know. Happy New Year, everyone. How's everyone doing? Let's see what we got in the comments. Someone gave a thumbs down to Dr. J. That is blasphemy. They should just be not allowed to watch this video anymore. What else are people saying? Cabinet guy, how's it going? Man. Hello, hello. Confucia is watching the news instead of us. That's allowed only for today because of how crazy things are, but never again. Clarence, hello. How's it going, Paul? Oh, man. Yeah, crazy day in DC, as we all know. Bad day in politics. A little bit of a downswing in the market as a result, but nothing that's too drastic, it seems. Just more of a little hiccup. Let's see if Dr. J is coming back on. Dr. J, you're on mute. Maybe go off mute real quick and let's just see how you sound. Paul adding VBIV and BCRX today. I like it. I like it. I actually added a little bit of VBIV this morning. I haven't added any BCRX yet, but nice pullback.
I lost my video and the audio.
Oh, we hear you. Audio's there.
Yeah, but I'm gonna leave and come back.
Okay. One of these days you'll get the internet going.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Magnificent was saying there's an echo when he was talking. Yeah, I guess while he's not on, let's people just start typing in stocks that you want us to chart. Obviously, we'll be talking about whatever you guys want because this show is for the people. It's not for us. So we got APPS, JMIA, Palantir. I'm holding a small amount, not adding more, but we can chart it and see. You can chart it and see where the buy points are. I haven't looked at Palantir in a while. Yeah, VBIV, obviously, we're going to look at Athersys as well. I'm not in Arenia, AUPH currently. Just kind of been, my portfolio has been exploding in a way where I'm trying to keep it under control. I don't like doing what Dr. J does in terms of having like 70, 80 stocks, but maybe one day I'll be able to keep track of all that. BCRX, CVM. Okay. A lot of good recs. Yeah, maybe I'll just start charting a couple while he's not on. Have VBIV up on the board now. Maybe I'll do that while we're waiting for our fearless leader to come back. So we got VBIV up on the screen here. Let's see. All right. Haven't looked at this chart in a couple of days, so let's see how we've been doing. Ooh, okay. That year-to-date view has not been good recently. Okay, yeah, I mean, it looks like right now, let me get this so I can draw some horizontal lines just to see. I know that's too low. We've already bottomed out there. We don't need to worry about that anymore. Get the two, even that's a little low. Yeah, it seems like the 265 bounced off a few days ago, held really nicely. I mean, it looks like it's a good buy point right now for sure. It's still just kind of moving sideways. There isn't a whole lot going on in terms of price movement, just up a few pennies, down a few pennies here and there. Volume's dried up quite a bit, so it doesn't look like, yeah, it's basically the market's yawning at this right now as we anticipate news. In terms of the fundamentals, I think most of you are familiar with it based on some of the descriptions I've given recently, but the high-dose brain cancer data is coming out in Q1. That's one of the next major catalysts. Hep B therapeutic high-dose data is also coming out this quarter as well. They already have the Hep B vaccine BLA submitted and a partner, Syneos, to help them commercialize it once it goes to market. The wild card here that I still find kind of interesting, but the market is not factoring in anymore due to the fact that it already pumped due to the COVID vaccine up to 693, is now that we're seeing a lot more mutations coming in through the UK and this new variant in South Africa as well. So VBI, they have two different COVID vaccines. One is a monovalent that only targets COVID-19, and that's the one that's funded by the Canadian government. The trivalent, which is targeting SARS, MERS, and COVID-19, is the one that has not been picked up by any governmental organization yet, but I'm keeping an eye on this. I'm not playing this for the COVID vaccine, obviously, but it's a nice little wrinkle here, given that, COVID doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon. Dr. J, you're back. Can you hear me?
I have a feeling not any better.
Can you hear me?
I hear you, but I'm worried about the echo.
Your audio's fine on my end. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was charting VBIV and talking a little through the fundamentals while I was waiting for you to come back.
You know what? Let's do the top picks of the year from the website. Can you go to the website?
Yeah, let's do it. Stock picks. Yeah, I'll pull that up right now. Yeah, so let's get to, okay, weekly picks. I haven't looked at this. You've updated the annual picks? Yeah.
Yes. Take a look at what the top two picks of everyone. What are my top picks?
So you like DraftKings. Basically, you are betting on gambling this year, sports gambling. I like it.
Yes. I think gambling, sports gambling, and marijuana both will be hot.
Excellent.
I'm over on the
I
sidelines.
think DraftKings is a name that everyone knows. We have brand recognition as more and more states go online. And the same thing with Scott. As more and more states come online, I'm going with brand recognition. Curaleaf is the leader in.
It's annoying.
Yep.
It's not happening.
Hey, Spike, are you in the car? Oh, never mind.
MA said that it's still an echo, but not that bad.
Yeah, you actually sound pretty good on my end. So then DMTK, you want to talk about that a little bit? Why do you like that this year?
That one I like because of the chart primarily. Secondarily, I like it because I like the niche that it has. Melanoma testing with a simple patch test. They don't even no biopsy, and you get 99% negative. What do you call it? 1% mistakes are negative. They're negatives. So out of every 100 negatives, one might be positive, which is better than biopsy, believe it or not. So it's an extremely accurate test, and it's got the market to itself. This looks to me like another tandem, which went from something like single digits to 100 in a year and a half. I think you could see that kind of move.
Okay. Very nice. So those will be your top two. I'll do mine, and then we can poke around at others.
Yeah, let's look at all.
Yeah, so mine are oldies but goodies. We already pretty much know the story with VBIV. I just talked through the chart, everything, but I'll recap just real quick. I'm very bullish on the pipeline. I like the chart a lot. It's moving sideways and I think forming for a big move soon because of all the things coming through. The main thing I'm excited about is GBM, glioblastoma. Their brain cancer work, I think, is what's going to really skyrocket this, especially once that high dose data comes out in Q1. The functional cure for Hep B that they're attempting to get as well is probably less important than GBM, but it helps add to the pipeline for sure. And this COVID vaccine thing is a wild card. I don't think it's going to drive any value. I don't think it's even priced in, but I personally don't think we've heard the end from COVID vaccines. I think with the mutations coming in, the fact that the current doses that are on the market require 2 injections and not 1, and they're not very temperature stable. VBIV, I think, has a chance to improve on both of those things by being a single dose temperature stable vaccine that also has that pan COVID approach where it's not just targeting COVID-19, it's targeting SARS and MERS as well. I just think that it's something to keep in mind here. It could come up again. I don't think we've heard the last from them, especially because the Canadian government is pumping money into that COVID vaccine stock. We may get surprises with supply agreements. It's very possible. With BCRX,
do you know the mechanism of action for the glioblastoma drug? Is it dendritic stem cells?
So it's a vaccine, and it's this EVLP approach where basically I don't know the in-depth science on this, so I mean I can try to speak to it as good as I can. Basically, what VBIV is trying to do on a broader level is this vaccine, basically when it injects, it tries to mimic the cells that it's trying to fight. So basically the COVID-19 example, it's basically just in perpetuity trying to trick your body back against what COVID is causing it to do. And I think it has a similar kind of thing with regards to the brain cancer work, where it's trying to shrink that tumor via that EVLP approach. I can try to get more literature and get a little more literate on what exactly the mechanism is going on. The thing that drew me is how much tumor shrinkage they got during the low dose trials that they were doing.
Are you familiar with NWBO?
With NWBO, loosely, I don't know enough about it. Are they doing GBM work as well?
I believe so. I believe they're using dendritic stem cells to shrink the tumor.
Interesting. Yeah, maybe I'll take more of a look at that. Do you know what phase they're in?
Phase 3.
Okay.
They're done with phase 3. They're awaiting data readout.
And it's specifically glioblastoma. Okay. Yeah, I'll take a look.
I believe so.
Okay.
Let's keep looking at the others.
Yeah, BCRX, I mean, I think I'll just keep this short because we already know it's de-risked. Orladeyo's on the market. The whole thesis here, I think, is that it's a strong buyout candidate, as is VBIV. I mean, once revenue comes in, I think we're going to start to understand the market penetration on HAE pretty well. Factor D looms large as well. That's a larger market. I just like where the market cap is right now. I like the way the chart's looking. I think BCRX has really, really huge potential this year due to that pipeline being robust as well and having that drug on the market. They didn't dilute, which is huge. They got the funding from Royalty Pharma, basically the $125 million upfront payment, along with royalties on revenues for HAE going forward. So we like BCRX.
We went over this the last time. We rated a 2-to-1 underdog being acquired sometime during the year.
Yeah, I think it was 2-to-1 or something. Yeah, to get bought out, like 1 in 3 chance. Yeah. So okay, let's go. Let's see some other people's picks. Spike, MCK, and PRLB. I don't know much about why he picked those. Do you know?
Who is this?
This is Professor Spike, MCK and PRLB. What's he thinking there?
He's been in that about a year now. He went into it for the production of, I think it's the production of NASDAQ that I'm interested in this. I'm not sure what got him interested in it or why he's still in it, but it's using the computer technology to print out those, what do you call that technology again? My mind is shot. The technology to have printed, cut out plastics, manufacture from printing. My mind is really shot. Having an off day with an off connection. Maybe I'm watching too much television.
Maybe. And then why does he like MCK?
Well, he's coming on in a little while, so we'll ask him.
Okay.
That's better.
Let me refresh this. You want to look at everyone's or just?
Yeah, everyone's.
Okay, Jake likes Arenia and Alt.
Alt is about like VBIV.
Uh-huh. What are they targeting?
I think COVID, amongst other things.
Okay.
And he liked it because it was a FDA halt with a complete response letter, I believe. But it was some administrative stuff that caused it. And Jake felt it was oversold. So
okay.
I also bought it. I'm now in Alt.
think I own a small amount only because you guys talked about it. I need to read more about it though. Okay, yeah, I remember him talking about that administrative CRL that wasn't anything to do with the actual science.
Right.
Then Arenia, people love it on this message board.
This is an excellent buyout candidate.
Yeah.
And the drug is going to be approved in a couple of weeks, right? The
I
lupus
think so.
drug. Approval is almost definite, according to Jake.
Okay.
And lupus is big. Lupus is.
So I remember Jake's always talking about not holding past PDUFAs due to, the transformation from research biotech to commercial. Is he thinking the same thing here, or he's going to hold through it for that buyout potential?
Well, I think he's in it for the buyout.
Okay.
You can't have to hold past PDUFA to get the buyout.
Yeah, of course.
Seldom is there a buyout before PDUFA.
Right. Okay, let's go to Omar's. Penn, we know about Penn. That's Barstool's gambling. So this is basically, I've talked to a lot of people that are either, they're in three different camps. One is, we don't know what's going to happen. Let's bet on Barstool and DraftKings. Then there's people that clearly think DraftKings is going to have more penetration, and people that clearly think Barstool is going to have more. I haven't heard convincing enough arguments for either side being better than the other, so I think it's perfectly fine to buy both.
I like DraftKings better, but
what's the reason?
I think name recognition, fantasy players all across the country are already playing DraftKings. Their customers are ready. Natural transition to go to sports betting.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, Penn's had a hell of a year, though. I wouldn't discount it. The chart is absolutely fantastic, even if you know nothing about either company. So I don't mind this pick as a top pick. I personally see it as not too dissimilar from DraftKings in terms of potential.
Omar is a friend of Psych and mine, and he's basically a professional. So I don't know if his could count.
Yeah. And we don't have to talk about Google. I don't know if anyone's heard of it. It's the search engine that's really cool.
He likes it partly because of the Waymo. He likes the Waymo subset.
Yeah, Waymo, that's a good bet. I have a couple of friends that work there. It's a really cool company.
He thinks
Self-driving.
self-driving autonomous vehicles will be around the corner, much quicker than people think.
Yeah, I could see it. I don't mind these picks. All right, let's move to Pete. Pete's laughing in the chat. I don't know why, but let's see what his picks are.
He's happy today. His picks are doing well.
So Neo, okay, so that's more of this. Well, it's in the self-driving space, right, Neo? In terms of the.
Yeah, they have really cool-looking cars. I don't know functionally how good they are.
Yeah.
They don't manufacture them themselves. I know that. They give it out to be manufactured.
They've had a hell of a year.
I was in it at 3, sold it at 7, and it just keeps running.
Yeah, I screwed this one up bad. I think I owned it at. Hold on. Yeah, I owned it in the 3s, and I did the same. I sold it like 6. One of my biggest misses of the year in terms of staying in.
Same here.
Then Plug. I don't know. What is Plug?
Plug is the batteries, the electric battery.
Okay. So he's all in on this technology. Okay.
Pete is very green. Got a very green portfolio.
I like that he has VBIV and BCRX on the bottom, though. That's beautiful.
Yeah, that seems to be a common theme, VBIV and BCRX.
Yeah. I mean, we talk about it so much. I guess people, it's just ingrained in their head.
Yep.
Let's see. Alex. ONCT and DMAC. We talked about DMAC last week. I don't have much to comment on with these two. You have a quick blurb on?
This is whose?
This is Alex with ONCT and DMAC.
Said he's going to pop in a few minutes also, so we'll let him talk about it.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to hop off at like 1:20, but I can do another 20 minutes.
Oh, great. So you're going to leave everyone with Mr. Echo.
I mean, at least it'll keep the...
I'll try not to talk.
No, it'll keep the number of people on here at a minimum so we don't freeze, I guess. I don't know who's Cash has AUK and SRAC.
Let me see. Yeah. Also a friend of ours, not a professional.
Okay. I'll skip over those, I guess, for now. We already talked about...
Alex is a professional as well.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. MA, Mankind, and...
He's not a professional, but he almost is a professional. He picks like one.
He's got Mankind, and I'm not familiar with GNPX.
GNPX is a very hot, big mover from last year. They're into, I think, gene modification, which is hot. I'm not sure exactly what areas they're in, what biotech area, but they're into I think it's gene modification.
Then we'll go to Marty with CVM, which we know a lot about. Seems like a ballsier pick, but a good one nonetheless. And then CYDY.
Bundle tied up in CVM. Let's hope CVM comes out strong for Marty's sake.
Yeah, and then he's got VBIV Neo.
I've trimmed my position to 20% of my former position.
Yeah.
1/5 left.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense given what you were talking about in terms of risk profile. Then what is CYDY? I feel like I should know more of these. What's CYDY?
Over the counter biotech that's got the cure for everything. They basically passed their phase 3 HIV drug, and they're working on ARDS cure, ARDS, for COVID-19.
Oh, wow.
And apparently, I think the data is going to come out looking good sometime this month, because the FDA gave them permission to add on to their phase 3 trial an open label segment where they know they're going to get the CYDY drug, no placebo involved, until the data readout in January. So if the FDA gives approval, they must think there's some merit. It must be efficacious. That's how I look at it. It's probably helpful for the very seriously ill with COVID-19. Now, the downside is the burn rate is like 2 million a month, and they just raised 25 million, but they go through the millions like water.
Are these oral?
What?
Are these oral medications or IV, subcutaneous? What kind of administration?
Probably intravenous.
Okay.
Because they treat patients like on ventilators. I'm pretty sure it's intravenous.
Okay, let's take a look at Linda's picks.
Yeah, Linda's in the lead, by the way, with like 10%. If you
Linda's
scroll down
just,
to the bottom,
oh yeah. Linda's
scroll
doing
down.
what I'm doing, but in flipped order.
Well, she's doing a hell of a job. I think she had, last I looked, it was like a 10%. If you scroll in, no, in the same box, 5 best, stay in 5 best. You got Linda in the 5 best. Just go to the bottom line where it says a percent.
Yeah, but these are
that-
the annuals, right? Yeah. Okay. So this is, oh yeah, she is doing great. I mean, no surprise there.
What's her percent gain?
Yeah. Wow. Nice.
What is it?
Her gain? Yeah, she's at a 8.3.
That's tremendous. Yeah.
That is for 1 week. That's fantastic.
Linda and MA and Dr. J have been consistently doing well. In particular, MA and Dr. J in the weekly.
Yeah. Oh, finally, I'm doing okay this week. Nice. Thanks to,
But you're off to a good start.
yeah. I'll need to wait on. Oh yeah, Drya's been doing really nice for me. Dario Health, they got a partnership with Vitality, so I think their telehealth is gonna start to move quickly. I like Dryo a lot.
One mistake you might have made is BNGO. You picked a very hot stock that was bound to cool off.
Yeah, I mean, the bet was more on the technology than the. I agree. I wish I got in at a better price point. That might have been an oversight, but hopefully it's.
On the other hand, 12 months is a long time.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, and today it actually recouped everything it lost yesterday. So we'll see. Yeah, it's not that important yet. So what do we want to do? Do we want? We don't need to look at the weekly picks, right? We can. Do you want to start?
Look at the weekly picks. See, let's see. People want to know how they're doing on the week. How people are doing on the weekly.
So you're.
I have everything the same except my 5th pick. I went to SKLZ in the top one and Pure Leaf in the bottom one, I think.
Yeah, but you're having a nice week. 2.8% is great.
It was 6% earlier in the day, believe it or not.
Jake's at 1. Oh wow. Yeah, Jake's at 1%, doing really nice on alts, but getting hosed on SRAC, but doing well on VBIV. And then, oh wow, MA he's the professional, 7% doing well.
He's not a professional. I said he's as good as a professional.
Okay. Well, FLGT, he's up pretty big on that this week.
That's carrying.
Yeah, and then Omar is kind of a mixed bag here, some up, some down, but overall up 1.5. Pete's having a very nice week.
You know what it is? I think I left his picks from the week before. I don't think he's in this week's picks. Pete, the week before, he had to go. I can't ask him.
And then Alex.
I'm not sure if you're this week's pick or the week before's picks. I might have left. But it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Alex is having a so-so week. DMAC letting him down so far, but obviously it's early in the year. And then Professor Spike, pretty good, 3.6. Marty at 5%, very nice. Thanks to APHA and Sun W. And then let's see how I'm.
Stock picker too.
And I'm doing okay. My top pick's going to rebound today, BNGO, but I might have caught it on the up too quick, and then VBIV's doing nice. BCRX. Okay, looks like we're having a nice.
You're in positive territory.
Yeah, but I think our winner so far is MA, right? 7%.
MA is having a really good week because of that top pick.
Yeah. There's still another day left, so we shall see. All right. So I can stay on for another 10 or 15 or so minutes.
That's great. You're carrying the show. It's funny. Yesterday I taught a class of 20 people using Zoom, and I shared screen. I had no problems with echo, no problems with anything. I think it could be StreamYard.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Do you think it's your internet or something else?
I don't know. I think it's StreamYard because I tried it from my phone and I had the echo.
Huh.
From my phone, it should not have had an echo. It's very peculiar. It's really tough.
Yeah. I want to see what people asked to chart today.
Linda's calling attention to Jiggly. Last time he disappeared, it was a COVID, and his father took sick, and ultimately they actually died from the COVID. So we're worried about Jiggly.
Does anyone have his number or anything?
I've asked him a couple of times to give me his email, and he didn't do it. So we all love Jiggly.
Well, if you can hear us, Jiggly, we're thinking about you. CYDY. Maybe let's chart that for big text.
Big text gave us the TGTX.
Yeah, I remember.
And that's been a tremendous winner for me, anyway.
This one, since we last.
That's the MS drug, a very, very important breakthrough drug for those suffering with MS. So it's really a TGTX I'm talking about.
All right, do you want to talk about this chart? I'll start drawing some lines so that we can get some
PRLB, this 3D printing.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't think of the name, 3D printing.
Well, this is a nice looking chart. So what are we at right now? 568.
Let me look.
I guess there's some potential for a bit of a pullback here. But I mean, the trend is great. Let's see if I can get a trend line going.
Beautiful trend.
See if I can draw this right.
Yeah, good. You're doing a little higher. Make it touch. That's it. Just let it go.
Yeah, there we go.
Beautiful trend.
Nice little. Yeah.
It looks quite bullish.
Yeah, it bounced nicely off the support here. It looks like in the high fours.
The way every single garbage biotech is moving up lately, I'm surprised this one isn't even higher.
Yeah, I was looking at the XBI, which is the bio ETF that I follow, and it was up nicely today before all this mayhem. I think because of the partially because of the Democratic results in Georgia.
I don't know what's going on in DC. That's
This is
another
nice.
story. That's the story for another show, not ours.
Yeah. Let's see, what else do people want us to chart
Oh, my.
here? Linda would like to see CVM. I'm gonna chart CVM now.
Okay.
Very
With
nice
it all,
little.
Dow closed up 437 points with it all, and the S&P up 26. This is one very strong market.
Yep. While people are storming the storming the Capitol, we have green.
Crazy, right?
It is just, the world gets a little more bizarre every day. I don't
You want
know.
five letters to watch? MMNFF. MMNFF. MedMen. I talked about it the other day when it was 12 cents or 13 cents. Now it's 17 pennies. The way the penny stock is running, this one has the potential to go to 40 pennies.
Okay. Well, let's help Linda out with some buy points here on CVM. It looks like it. I don't even know what to make of this.
Why would you want to buy it?
I don't know. She's trying to see it charted. So
I'm not calculating the chances of its data being fine, but to swing trade it, I think is crazy because you're really going to get caught by the data.
okay.
It's any day nowadays.
Fair enough.
I would not touch it for a swing trade or day trade. Day trade, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're gambling on data. If you go long, you better hope the results are good or you get wiped out. If you go short, you better hope the results are bad or you get wiped out. This thing could overnight be 80 or 80 cents. The decimal point could be moved over for two places easily. 80 to 80 cents. So the chart doesn't interest me too much. We're in that trading range that you drew. And yeah, you could swing trade it and make money, but you get caught, you're in trouble. Or maybe not.
Yeah.
You want to gamble.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So you wanted to see MMNFF?
Okay.
I think that's what you were talking about. Yeah. Oh, wow.
This is what a stock looks like. It's been a terrible downtrend with a low at about 20 cents. And like all the pot sector, I think it's going to do well this year.
Right.
They have some prime property, including Fifth Avenue in Manhattan. It's a dispensary.
Oh, okay.
Just like Curaleaf, except Curaleaf is trading at $14 and this is trading at 14 cents. It's very close.
So this is this like a chain of dispensaries, or are they also manufacturing edibles, tinctures, other sorts of?
Curaleaf does everything. They're vertically integrated. This company, I'm not sure how vertically integrated they are, but I believe they have their own products. And they sell other products.
Okay.
Now, Cuomo, the governor of New York, is talking about legalizing adult use marijuana. That's going to be a big boost to a company like this if that happens.
Right. Yeah, I'll be eyeing this. I mean, I know I like this sector, but I just haven't figured out which ones to bet on. And this one I'll definitely put on the list. I was doing Tilray for a bit, but then I realized I didn't really know what I was doing.
It doesn't matter. If you're in any of the big names, you're okay. Tilray, CGC. Linda has CGC annual picks. And Chronos. Any of those three are fine. Curaleaf I like a lot. I've been in it since about 4, 5, 6. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a long-term big winner.
Okay, I can do one more chart and then I gotta hop off, unfortunately. I got work meetings coming up.
All right, do DMTK.
This is your favorite. Okay.
One of my favorites.
It's running. It's running. It's running. It's running.
Yeah, I took a little breather, came back down 2 days ago, coming back up now.
So when did you buy this?
At 25, I first bought it.
Beautiful.
I wish I had bought it earlier, but oh no, I'm sorry, I bought it at 15. And then again at 25.
Okay. So you're not swinging it. You're not swinging it. You're just riding this to the moon?
No, I did swing it from 15 to 25. I swung it, but then I got back in.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the trend is incredible. So it's just basically parabolic. There's not much to really draw here.
If I sell, I plan on being back. Anytime I sell, I'll be back. I might sell for try to catch a better entry point.
Yeah, today there's a beautiful green candle. Wondering if I should buy in on this soon. I might wait a little, but it might be too late.
Well, this is negative news. You might have an opportunity after the opening, after the offering.
Yeah.
If you want to get in, this is good for all those who want to get in. Figure comes back down to the offering price.
Okay, this is. Okay, Illumina likes to take in. Yeah, unfortunately, I gotta hop off. But is anyone else gonna join you, or are you rolling solo?
People have threatened to join me, but I don't know if they will. I sent Alex the link, but I sent it to him only in StockTwits, not his email.
Huh.
So I don't know. And Professor Price said he would try.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Well, all right. Have a good one.
Chart a couple more and try to chart a couple more. So Oscar, thanks for showing up today. You saved the day considering my connection is not too good.
All right. Well, Happy New Year, everyone. See you next time.
Adios. I'll see if I can chart a little bit. If not, we'll conclude early. I'm doing it without screen share just to see if it works. It works without screen share. Now I'm going to try screen share. I'm charting RSI, Rush Street Interactive, only because I charted it the last time. The chart is loading. All right, so I think I'm going to try screen share and see if it still works. Screen share. Sal by Ramley is wishing CVM holders good luck. I think once I share screen, it's not going to work. That's my theory. Let's see. Theory is too well once I share the screen. It's trying to share screen. It's working. Rush Street Interactive. Let's see if it gives us a chart for that. Another gambling play. No chart. Up 92 pennies on the day, 5% to 21.21. Fifth 1 year target, people have an estimated target of 30, and the 52-week range is $10 to 23.69. Let's see if we can quickly get a chart up. I'm trying. I am trying. We're getting there. Getting there. Oh, it's not good. I'll have to minimize this. The problem is it only went public just a short while ago through a stack. So we don't have many candles to work on. But what we do have to work on is not bad looking. We put in a rather pronounced low 2 days ago at $19.30, and it's bouncing off of that. Funny, we have 4 out of 5 red candles and only one little green one, yet the chart looks good anyway. So I think this one will make new highs this year and is a good play for a 52-week hold. I think this is probably a $40 to $50 stock. I'm very bullish on the whole sector. I think DraftKings is a $100 stock. So you could probably better off with a name like DraftKings than a name like RSI. Given my druthers, that's why I went to DraftKings as my top pick of the year. Let's look at something else. Bitcoin is up again, huge, unbelievable. NEO we looked at, right? Did we look at NEO? I don't remember. Let's look at, let's see, what do I want to look at? Let's look at, you know what I want to look at? PROF. I like that one. I bought some more of it. It had a good day today, up $2, so at almost 10%. Gave back a little off the highs. But this one does look good. Remember we talked about it extensively last week, the urology drug, a urology technique, not a drug, ultrasound actually, for the prostate. And whether it's benign, BPH, benign prostate, whatever it's called, hydro something or other, or whether it's cancer of the prostate, this technique is very effective and very minimally invasive with very minor negative consequences like incontinence and lack of men's ability to perform. So it eliminates a lot of the side effects associated with more invasive techniques like radiation and surgery. And some radiation techniques have been improved, like CyberKnife, but this seems better offhand. And it's a tremendous market. Just about every man at a certain age has problems with enlarged prostate. And this might be a simple procedure that would resolve those problems. I like the fundamentals. I like the chart. There's nothing not to like. I'm just going to continue to buy every time it dips. On its way to 100. I mean, that's a triple, quadruple, 25 to 100, right? I think this has $100 written all over it. And I'm hoping that's what it has written all over it because I'm adding to my position. It's come a long way. I think the low is quite a lot less. Let's see what the low of the year was. It's come a long way, that I know. But it doesn't matter where it came from. It matters where it's going. So it was under 15 back in 9/2, back in September. And I'm sure it was a lot less than that earlier in the year. What else should we look at? Let's see if anybody has a request. Emily, nice fine prop. Well, we owe that to Wetware. Wetware came up with that, and I charted it with, it was his request. And PLTR, yes, let's do PLTR. PLTR. I'm glad I'm able to chart that the connection is not that bad. PLTR. PLTR. Today it's down $1 to 23 bucks, coming off a high, I believe in the 30s, 33.50. Let's see, has it been public a long time or not? I'm not sure. No, it's only been public a short time. I think this came about from a SPAC too, didn't it? Or was it an IPO? I'm not sure. It did nothing but go straight up hyperbolic to 33.50, and now is coming back down a little, trying to find where it has stability. I think this low has to hold. So the low of 21.15 has to hold. Otherwise, it's not a place I want to be in. It's not a stock I want to be in if that low is taken out. So do you play it now? Probably. If you like this company, this is an ideal place to come in with only 2 points on the downside and a potential, let's say, to get back to testing the 33.50 level. So I like it as a play just about right now, depending on if I like the fundamentals, which I don't know much about. But if I were looking at this company for an entry point, I would probably pull the trigger right now because you have a lower low 2 days ago. So you have a low, a very pronounced low with a higher low, not lower low, higher low, bullish sign, looks good, it's above the 50. So you have a little support. Actually, you have support at the same level. The 50, where the 50 is exactly where the low that I'm talking about at 21.50 is. So 21.50 looks like the strong support for this particular stock. Can you buy it here? I give you permission. If you like the company, go ahead. This is not a bad place to enter. Let me see if there's any other requests. Otherwise, I'll call it a day. ISR. Okay. ISR. 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 Wow. What a move today. Wow. High of $2, low of $1.31 today. Wow. closed at $1.42. So something caused it to catapult from the close. Where are we? Oh, that's the volume, huge volume. What caused this to rocket ship? Must have been some really significant news. We're also in overbought territory today, with the RSI hovering at about 90. So will there be more selling? Probably. Don't know how much more, but it's hard to say. Let me look at more candles. I want to see more candles. All right, so the previous high was back here in September of 79 cents. So that would be support. Is there any other support? Doesn't look it. Doesn't have to reach that 79 level, and it doesn't have to fill this gap, and it may very well not, because something caused it to catapult. It changes everything. I don't know what that something is. So I don't really have strong opinion on this, except judging from the one-day candle where it took off and came back. I would be looking for more of a pullback if I wanted to enter this. Maybe not as low as 79 cents, but maybe compromise, go for the midpoint. So the low of the day here was $1.30, and 80 is about $1.05. So I might be looking to enter around the dollar area, figuring it holds $1. So as from a technical point of view, without knowing anything about the fundamentals, if I were looking for a good entry spot, maybe $1.05, right in here. Right in there, a little above that line. Looks like a decent place to enter. I should really not be lazy and check the news of the day. Back. Let's see how quickly it loads, the news of the day. Back. Back we go. No, that's Palantir already. All right, I don't know what the news of the day was. But I am going to call it a day, because what is this CCM 131 play? ISO array rallies on FDA clearance for use of C4 imaging MRI markers. Oh, an MRI related play. They're always good. FDA approval. I would look for further pullback. My thinking remains the same. Further pullback, then you go in. All right. Linda wants athesis. We'll end with Linda's request. Final request, athesis. Let's do it. Athesis is one of the most frustrating stocks to own, but in the long run, hopefully it'll pay dividends. I think it will. I wrote it up on my website. I think it's a stock that could easily finish the year above $5. Of course, when you're Linda and you pick fuel cell from $2 to $14, what's $1.81 to $5? That's not that great a move. But I promise more than that, Linda. Not promising that either. But it has that potential with Japanese approval towards the end of this calendar year. Athesis is a kind of stock that always says, you have to be patient, you have to wait for me, and the wait will be worth it. That's what you're buying. You're buying a stock that you got to wait with. So you got to know what you're buying. This is not a stock to get rich quick. They've been loaded with slow disappointments and bumps along the way. I continue and I expect more of the same for 2021. Some bumps along the way, but we'll get there. At one point, I owned a considerable amount more than I own now, but I still own a ton of this. All right, so we have strong support just where it's sitting, just where it tested today. So the last 2 days, actually, it's hit the same low at about $1.73. Today's low was $1.73. So 2 days in a row, we got the same low. We finished the day nicely, actually, considering that we were down in the 173 area. We finished up 4 pennies to $1.81. It was higher. Let's see what the high today was. $1.86. I think you can see that it's sitting nicely at the 175 level, and the top of the trading range is probably all the way up around 215 would be the top that I give it, based on where it likes to trade, so to speak. So if I draw a line at about 215, there you have it. That's my trading range for Athersys. We're at the bottom of the trading range. I think it's a pretty good swing trade. Look to sell at about $2. So, and out at about $1.70. So you 2 to 1 shot. $2, get 20 cents on the upside, 10 cents on the downside. Not a bad stock to trade. We're also looking at this area here at $1.70 as support. So maybe you can't just do $1.70. You probably got to on a trade. You probably got to go as low as $1.65 for your sell, to bail out and take profit at about 211, 210. So that would work. 210 give you 30 pennies. $1.65 give you a 15-cent loss. I like 2 to 1 odds on swing trades. That's what I look for. I look for a 2 to 1 shot. All you got to do is hit half of them, and you're in good shape. So I would not be afraid to swing this one right here with $1.65 as my bailing point and take profit at, let's say, 211. Okay, that's it for today. Sorry that we had an echo issue. And I'm not sure what other kind of issue we've had. I'm not sure if you saw me even just now. Was the camera working? I think so, right? Norman? You can hear me, right? All right, bye everybody. Have a great day. Check the website, check to see how everyone's doing on the competition. Check for featured stocks. I'm going to be adding to that. Ciao. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already.